You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. Welcome back, 9:56. A little bit of change on this third day of September. I am like all over the place. This Labor Day holiday has just thrown me sideways. You know, I don't know about you guys, but it is not looking promising for me today.
It always throws off the whole week.
Well, hell, you guys start your season Sunday.
Yeah, that's a big thing for us. This push with like Olympic rugby and how big it got with the women winning bronze. We were really kind of hoping to, especially on the women's side, the girls' side, to get them motivated to come out and play. Like there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that just shows that everyone can play. And I mean, not to mention the excitement of that like last minute big hoorah play to beat Australia,
right?
And get that third place bronze. I mean, that's huge, and it's all over social media. Like, it's going to be a great thing to really kind of bring into the season.
100%. And we got Caleb, Corey, Kegan, and the Metro East Mayhem in the studio. And now, are you guys all part of the same team?
Yes. No. Well, for the youth. For the youth.
Youth program we coach. All of us coach.
All of us are coaches
really
for the
cool.
youth. Yeah.
Okay, now it's all making sense, but whenever you guys are playing in the league, it's a little bit different.
In the
huh?
men's league,
we play in 3 completely different teams, actually.
Yep.
So.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So who gets hit the hardest?
I don't know.
My brain says me, but probably not. I haven't been playing as long as like this guy here, and he's played. I think he's played at a much higher level when it comes to like men's sides, which is awesome because even though we're in 3 different teams, like this guy, man, he's teaching everybody at any point if they want to listen and be interested. So
That's
it's actually
really
better
cool.
that we're playing on different teams because we have like a more holistic view.
Yeah.
When we're coming to teach the kids, like we're doing something a little bit different at our individual team camps, right? So it's like, well, we can bring this forward with each other, and it's fun to show up to the kids practice limping and bruised.
Well, a lot of them are the players as kids. So like when they come to their parents' games and they see us going head to head and then shaking hands at the end of the day, and getting food together and just laughing about the game and laughing about the bumps and bruises, and then they know we play on Saturday. And then Sundays we come in to the kids and we're wrapped up and bandaged up and have big black eyes sometimes. And they're like, okay, we're looking forward to. And but it don't back them down at all, like zero.
Well, we were talking, I mean, that is really cool to have a program for the youth like that because, you got to grow the sport and you got to start somewhere to grow it. And the way you do it is just like what you guys said, all different backgrounds and all different, skill levels coming together and helping grow this thing by any means possible. And that's what I think is really huge for this region is to have something like that.
Yeah. 100.
Well, we all have kids in the program too, so and we want our kids to learn the game. We want other kids to learn the game, but also I'm sure most parents want their kids to get out there and run around for a couple of hours.
I'd hope so.
And hit some pads and stuff like that. And then, so it's just it's a good all around. It's good for the culture of the sport, but it's also good for the kids to get out there and have that healthy outlet to run around. And
the other thing is with us starting it as young as we do, I mean, we start with kids as young as 6.
And, wow. That's cool.
That's everything that we do translates to other sports. So that's another huge thing is so you've got these 6-year-olds who may not necessarily want to play football or want to play rugby, but they want to play football. That translates. And, maybe they can't find a program that allows them to start a 6-year-old in football. Well, this allows them to get that experience, that
really
that
cool.
overall experience with everything.
Well, and two, I mean, I think what's really important now is just the educational side of youth rugby because I'm sure you get parents every once in a while go, should my kid be playing, rugby? Right. Until they learn it's really not that dangerous if you know how to protect yourself and you know how to do the techniques, you're fine. It's just getting that information out there, and that's how you guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, thank you.
It's hard to convince adults to go and play rugby because we can't lie to them. It's going to hurt.
Yeah. Right.
But when it comes to the kids, there's we have different levels and stages. By the time they get to the age where they're doing contact, they already know how to play rugby. And we're sort of easing them into contact. We're not, putting a whole bunch of kids on the field and having them hit each other.
Yeah.
Right. We're working on fundamentals and fun games, and a lot of our practice is sort of rugby-based games that the kids are playing these games.
Wow.
They don't realize they're getting skills, but they're developing skills in these games.
Well, and that's huge because we've all been a part of a league that has maybe a new guy that comes in and all of a sudden your ankle's blown out of left field because they just, weren't they weren't properly trained, and that's all it is. And to hear that you guys really are from the ground level all the way up, getting them to progress, that's the way you do it. And I just think it's cool. And now, who's teeing off Sunday first? Who is the first matchup on the season?
So this in the fall for the youth, a lot of it is more so geared towards the practicing.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense.
We do more matches in the spring.
Yeah.
Not
Really
saying
cool.
we won't have matches in this fall, but typically how that's the history, and that's again to make sure the kids are well prepared for
I love it.
an
That's
actual rugby
awesome.
match.
Well, and that's one big thing when Coach Corey here was saying about learning the fundamentals.
Yeah.
We're talking. You go from being 6 and knowing how to chase butterflies, which that's accepted with us. Like we come chase the butterfly because that's running and moving. But the real fundamental there is how to fall.
Yeah.
In football, you get these kids in football and they don't teach them how to accept contact and go to the ground. We all want to put our arms down. We want to break our elbows and forearms or whatever. And same thing with the fundamental of, again, how to fall. We're not relying on pads, helmets, hip pads, knee pads. So even knowing how to accept the contact and fall is just as important as teaching them where to hit on the body to be safe in contact. So when we say fundamentals, we literally mean the foundational building blocks of everything: how to run, how to run on your toes and not heel pound to toe, how to fall, how to wrap low. And when these kids start learning contact, we're not running into each other. We're not excited for that full pad football day where we just go, okay, now run into each other as hard as you can just to get used to it. We're starting from our knees. We're walking into each other. We're hugging. We're laying down. You're constantly building that foundation. So
it's huge. Like we were just talking. Pro wrestling's the same thing. That's the first thing you learn is how do you fall. How do you bump. And it sucks for 2 weeks. Then you figure out that it's okay. But it saves you down the road. I mean, not even just for rugby. I mean, you're telling kids how to protect themselves for no matter what sport they play, or even if they're just walking and slip on ice. And that's big.
Right. Yeah, it's huge.
So how does your practices break down? How many kids are showing up, and can we add more?
Absolutely.
Always for more.
What's funny is this program has been around since 21.
Yeah, 21.
And we started off with like 6-8 kids, somewhere around there. And that was for all age groups. Now we're in the area of 50, but we also have 6 coaches.
Well, that's awesome.
And 3 age ranges. So we've got the full contact age group between 11 and 13. We've got the sort of kind of contact fundamental group, that 8 to 10.
And that's kind of new to this season.
That's brand new.
We'd love to promote that a lot.
Yeah.
I think that group, because they're old enough to understand. Because when we were doing the 6 to 10, you get the 6 and 7 year olds that are like, again, chasing butterflies, learning how to be part of a team, learning how to do this. So when you got a 7, 8, 9, 10 year old or 8, 9, 10 year old, they're kind of like, now we're ready to go. We did this last season, coach. Like we're ready to actually do something. So I think that middle group is going to be really fun this season.
That's really a nice thing.
Not to interrupt what Coach Corey was saying,
but you guys have a really unique way of doing this, because not a lot of times in sports organizations, I mean, we all know how those things break down, and it's all because it becomes really just who's going to follow my rubric. It's not let's work together and have these ideas and let's evolve and adapt them. It's here's my formula and here's how we're going to fall in line, and thanks for being a part of it. Not with you guys, it seems like. It really is an open, creative forum that really allows you to grow the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have, and that young group, that age 6 to 9 or 6 to 8 now, that 6 to 8 age group. That that's mostly a lot of fun games, and the attention span that you're going to get for a 6-year-old is not the same you're going to get for a 12-year-old. So we have a kind of different focus, and then when we move into the end of the practice, that's when we start doing like live contact and running. That's when we take all of the coaches, which we split up over the course of the practice for the age groups, bring them all together for that last part to really kind of give the kids like a sort of full coverage, full coaching coverage.
Man, that's awesome, though. Now, where do you guys practice at?
Edwardsville, Plummer Park. Isn't that the name? Yeah, Plummer Park out in Edwardsville.
Nice facility.
Yeah, it's
fantastic.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous out
and
there.
we're actually we're run through the Edwardsville Park and Rec department.
Yeah.
Are you really? Then that's cool as hell, man.
And those parks are like the
They keep
facilities are
them
really
well.
well maintained, and yeah, they're fantastic.
We got kicked off our field last season because they completely aerated and rethatched and regrew, and I can't wait to lay on that carpet. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
So, not to cut you off, but how do you sign up? Is it through the Park and Recreation Department?
Yes.
Yep,
It is
sure
through the Park and
That's
Rec department.
wonderful.
However, it did close currently. But for anybody who still is interested, they can show up on Sunday and we can get them signed up still.
Yeah. We do have a Gmail account that Mayhem does, and if I don't have that right off the top of my head, but if someone's interested, we can message them, and then we can get a new active link for registration.
Okay.
Is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
We've had some kids. Parents love procrastination. I'm one of those people that strive off procrastination and almost missed my own kids sign up. So it's like so yeah. I think hopefully we can get another link active, maybe to get kids who are interested. Maybe they hear this, their parents hear this.
I hope so.
And want to join. So
Well, and the thing is, my parents, because I was a club soccer player forever. I mean, for 15 years, that's all I did and travel the country doing it. But I still did other sports, and it was actively encouraged to do more. And if you want to try something, go ahead and try something new and learn. If you don't like it, hell, quit after the season. But you got to go through the season first.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yes.
Well, and one big thing is I think that really helps us is our practices are on Sundays.
Yeah.
So it's from like 2 to 3:30, I believe, is
Yeah.
what we kind of have set up this year. It's a lot of sports. A lot of these kids are dual sport athletes,
Need
man,
to
and
be.
they're trying to learn something new. And so, all week is busy. Saturday's busy, especially like younger kids, football and stuff like that. Baseball's super heavy in the fall for younger kids. Soccer, I mean, just everything. Wrestling's big. So to have something on a Sunday, man, it just really helps us get more kids out. And, like you said, talking about being dual athlete kids, man, like the funny thing is you would think like a football player would translate really well into rugby. And though I'm not going to say no to that, some of the best kids are wrestlers.
Yep. That's what I was going to ask.
Tumbling.
Yep.
Yeah. Tumblers.
Because it's all on the core,
It's all
right?
about how to,
Gymnastics.
it's just how to,
Yeah.
what does my body do when you're 6 and 7 and 8 years old? If you're not doing something like wrestling or tumbling or soccer even.
Soccer's a good one too.
Soccer's a great one.
I could see that.
The dimensions of the field are the same.
Yeah.
So there's a lot.
Are they
less-
really? I
lot
never
less
knew that.
adjustment.
Yep.
Yeah. So-
And rugby's not just a hands game; it's feet. There's kicking, there's catching, there's passing, there's every little thing. There's set pieces. It's nonstop whole time. I mean, there's no play stoppage. I mean, you're just nonstop the whole time. So you're learning endurance. You're learning how to run. You're learning how to get up after a hit because you have to get ready for the next one. Like, there's
think-
just so many benefits to it.
Just to follow up on what you're saying too, just from hearing you guys, it's really good for showing, especially if you're a youth in this, that it doesn't matter what your size is. Everybody's important to this team. You know,
Glad
'cause
you said
you know what I'm
that. Glad
saying?
you said
Like just
that.
hearing you, that's
Glad you
awesome,
said
man.
that. Literally everybody.
Every size and body is-
Every size.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I think gets lost even with these younger football programs is a lot of them have weight restrictions on if you can touch the ball.
We don't have that.
I have a kid in a young football like in this little kids football leagues and he's because of his weight he can't touch the ball, but in high school he might make a monster tight end. But if he doesn't go the 3 years of football learning how he can use his hands and how to run a route and all this other stuff, and then all of a sudden, you're going to fail. In rugby, you start every aspect of the game as young as you can be.
You got, and every size, every person of every size is going to do every part of it.
every part of
Everyone's
it.
going to run. Everyone's going to tackle.
I
everyone's
like
gonna
that a
pass.
lot.
And that's
Yeah.
the thing of, some of, as Caleb was saying, you get these linemen and, you think about high school, you'd linemen, oh, I wish I could touch the ball. Give me the ball, let me run it. Rugby, they get to run it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get these guys who were linemen in high school and they translate into the men's teams as, getting to run the ball, and it's super exciting for those guys.
Oh, I bet.
And so when we get kids that get to run the ball, they really have a great time with it. I mean, get these kids like Coach Caleb's son, when he got to run, he got a breakaway last season and ran for 70 meters. Never seen the kid run that far in his life.
He might not want to run after that.
It's
Tired of running after that.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. You get him in football though, and he doesn't get to touch the ball. Rugby, he gets an 80-meter break, and he's like, "Man, that was amazing. First game, been playing 4 seasons.
Yeah.
It was the first game we actually got to be a part of." And
So to kind of like follow up on what they're talking about,
Yeah.
since 2021, our kids have not actually played a match against another team until this last season.
Really cool.
So,
Okay.
yeah, last spring, and usually when the games and things are happening are in the spring.
Right.
So if kids are missing out in the fall because they have other complications, doesn't mean they're out of rugby, right? They can come in the spring.
Right.
We'll have another spring season. But we went up to St. Charles. We had sort of there was a small youth tournament there, four or five kids teams. And our kids just did fantastic.
Yeah, they did.
They did really, really well. I think they went 2-1.
That's
On the day,
incredible.
yeah.
So it was and some of our kids were doing so well that we had to split them up
Yeah.
into
Spread them out,
other
yeah.
teams because our team
Yeah,
was
yeah.
doing
Oh, no.
too well. So,
Right.
but it was great, and and there's a lot of other really great youth programs over in St. Louis and St. Charles
yeah.
area. So we have a lot of good opportunities to play together.
It's just, I mean, it's how soccer started here. I mean, my grandpa started soccer in 1971 in the county. And yeah, seriously.
Wow,
and
kicking a rock, right?
Yeah,
They wouldn't even ball.
no, well, it's because it was in North County, but
Yeah.
that's how he grew it. I mean, hell, they were going over to St. Louis all the time, it seemed like, from what I heard from him, and then he kind of built it here locally with passion and kids and all that. But I mean, it's just, that's what you do. You do
Right.
exactly what you
Yeah.
guys are doing, and to be tied in with the park and rec department's huge. I mean, that's
Right,
your
yeah.
guys' milestone right there, is it? I mean,
Yeah,
that has to
Right,
be.
yeah. Well, I think one big takeaway from that is you realize we were naming Missouri teams. We don't really have a lot of teams local to us.
No.
I think my big goal here is I would love
That's the point,
Alton,
yeah.
Granite City, Wood River. I mean, please don't take away from our Edwardsville team, but at the same time, like, I would totally encourage that. Because then we wouldn't have to wait 2.5 years to get a game, because we would just go, hey, you guys ready to? We practice together,
no
we
different than
scrimmage
T-ball.
together.
Ready to run?
Yeah, and the other great thing with rugby is if you know rugby, you know every position for the most part.
Yeah.
We're mixing up kids that had their first games, and it's not like, oh, now you got to learn the other team's I right 90 power blast football play. No, you go play rugby,
Yeah.
and that's literally all it is. There's
Tackle
no
the one with the ball.
Yeah, see ball, get ball, tackle the one with the ball.
Yep.
Make sure the pass is backwards. Make sure your tackles are below the nipples, the armpits, because that's where the safety part comes, and that's the fundamental part.
Makes sense.
So it's really amazing. Like, even as men's, we go to tournaments, and just because my team didn't enter a whole team in a tournament, I take my boots, I take my shorts, my cleats, my mouth guard, and I go, hey, anybody tired? I need to jump in there. Now I got friends for life. That just like that. Boom. Because that's another thing is community. These kids, they go play rugby with these other kids. We do a social afterwards where they get Capri Suns and snack packs. Like,
that's cool.
It's the best thing in
Yeah.
the world. Like, and it's not just the parents; it's the clubs going, "Hey, we got 4 teams coming to play.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a keg of
Snacks.
Capri Sun, and we're gonna have a whole bag of Oreos.
Our kids are getting
and-
2 cupcakes.
Yeah. So.
We need a little something.
But yeah, it's more definitely about skill development, but it's also just that, man, you have an instant friend when it comes to rugby.
Right.
It's perfect that way. That's the way it should be in the community. So
I can.
And even as adults, I mean, that translates into adults because you go to any establishment, bar, restaurant, whatever, and you're sitting there and talk to somebody. Oh, I played semi-pro baseball, or I played semi-pro football. You're going to have 10 people who go, yeah, I did the same thing.
Right.
Yeah,
You have someone who comes in and said, oh, I played men's rugby, and they're going to go. You're going to have like one person who's like, yeah, I did that too. And then that person and you are going to be friends the rest of the night. Probably
Next thing you know, you're
exchange
playing
numbers.
together.
Yeah, you're playing.
Yep. That's 100%.
It ropes you back in.
You aren't Al Bundy that lost the state playoff game and all that.
Well, and I think there was a great point there too, and this isn't like anything, but there's a lot of kids that have these dreams of going and playing like college sports, or even maybe going professional, because that's a big thing, for kids, and those are great dreams to have. But man, I'll tell you what, as a 30-something-year-old man, I only started when I was 30. I've played with multiple professional rugby players now.
No kidding.
I don't know any co-ed football, like semi-pro
Yeah, no
football
kidding.
guy. It's like,
No kidding.
I played with Troy Polamalu. I played with Ray Lewis. So I'm like, no, I can name 3 people in the MLR right now that I've been on the field with. I've
That's
ran
cool as
against.
hell.
I've caught a pass from them.
Yeah.
Or even to go, man, I can be really happy for these guys because they get picked up for these international teams, or they get picked up, just from knowing what rugby is.
Right.
And that's also a great thing with this youth program for rugby is, man, the schools that do offer it, And the programs through colleges and stuff that are offering it, they want kids that are homegrown. They don't want to have to bring kids from overseas that have heard what rugby is. Right now, these colleges, they're recruiting track players, basketball players, soccer players, wrestlers, football players. But if you're just like, I know what rugby is. Hey, pick me. I know what rugby is. Like, you're already way ahead of the game for scholarship opportunities and just everything else. Like,
I could see that easily.
And there's a lot of programs that are that are fairly close. I mean, you have Principia that's right around the corner.
Right down the road.
Drury over in Missouri is a big one.
Missouri. Mizzou has a rugby team. U of I has a rugby team.
Lindenwood's one of the best in the country.
Lindenwood's one of the best in the country. Pretty close.
Well, it's on an upward trend too.
Yeah.
It's not like some of these sports where you're starting to see a lot of guys crossing over because of the way that this new NCAA rule is, with making money and all that stuff. Where it's like you don't get a lot of multi-sport athletes anymore. You're going to start losing those football players because they're going over in some other pasture. Just the way it is. But now getting back into this season, it starts Sunday for the kids, and you can sign up your child if you show up to Plummer Park. What field?
The grass.
The grass field.
The only grass
We're
field.
the only
probably.
ones on the grass. Yeah. Everybody else is playing on turf, and we, nobody wants to play on the grass but us, I think. Yeah. So, and we love the grass.
Well, that's what you need. You don't want turf. I'm sure you don't want turf.
We want to be on that grass.
Turf fields I've played on.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm sure because you guys are getting smoked. You don't want to go fall on turf.
Right.
Yep.
No. Now, with that being said, 2:30, 2 o'clock?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock at Plummer Park. You can still have time to bring your little one out there if you want them to be a part of it. Now, what age groups again?
We have everything from age 6 all the way to 13.
Really cool. Well, thank you guys seriously so much for stopping. Almost 20 or 30 minutes. Sorry, I kept talking your ear off. But
this is us.
We can do this all day.
Yeah, we can literally. Again, it's that thing you talk about it all day because we all love it.
Well, whenever you guys get ready for the fall or things or keep developing, come back on the show. Let us know because man, you got to grow the sport. That'd be really cool to see that happen and just see you guys keep working hard.
For sure,
Definitely.
We appreciate your help and
no problem.
having us, entertaining us for a while.
Well, it's 10:18. We'll link everything on an article on RiverBender.com. But if you want your youth to be a part of it, take them up to Plummer Park and sign up on Sunday. 10:18. That's the time on this third day of September. It's the Tuesday that follows Labor Day. I call it Hangover Tuesday. It's a rough Tuesday. Just a rough one, But thank God I'm not on like one of those big 4 news networks. I don't have to have a makeup chair or anything. We'll take a quick break. Daily Show on a Tuesday smacks you in the nose right after this.